and trying to get back into things. And I got to thinking also that for most of us that are entrepreneurs, we don't have 3-day weekends. And especially when you work out of your house, there's always that propensity to go to your office and work on things. So anyway, I hope it was a great 3-day weekend for you, and you're getting back to work and being profitable this week. Anyway, I got to thinking that last week I did a series of videos, and I talked about self-directed IRAs and alternative assets, and made a comment of what's called a prohibited transaction. And I thought I'd take a few seconds to talk about really what a prohibited transaction is. Now, again, I'm not an attorney, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that's out here that talks about things that he's come across and learned during his course of business. And so all this stuff, check with your IRA custodian, check with your attorney, and just make sure that what I'm talking about works in your individual situation. But some of the common violations of a prohibited transaction is one of the first ones is self-dealing, and that's using your IRA for personal benefit. And let's say my IRA owned a rental property and I lived in it. That would be a prohibited transaction. Or if if my IRA owned an Airbnb, I couldn't go stay in that. That would be, again, a prohibited transaction. And then transacting with disqualified persons. Now, disqualified persons are typically people that you are related to that maybe are your parents, your grandparents, or maybe your spouse's parents or your children, or somebody down below you from a legacy or up above you. Now you can go sideways, you can go horizontally and transact your IRA with your brothers or sisters or things such as that, but you cannot have your son live in a rental house owned by your IRA. If you have a self-directed IRA and it cannot compensate you in any way personally, that is prohibited. And you can't use your IRA for anything. You can't go out and for any personal acquisition, such you can't go out and buy a computer printer or a computer that you're going to use yourself. And then again, you can't be compensated for anything such as that. So, and the violation could be very, very severe. The IRS could fine you. They could disqualify your entire IRA from being an IRA for that matter, make it all taxable and potential penalties. So make sure that you understand that if you have a self-directed IRA, especially if you are investing in alternative assets, that you are not violating the prohibited transactions and not working with disqualified individual. Anyway, I just kind of was thinking about that over the weekend, and I thought I'd kind of give you an update. But I've kind of gone a little bit off track. I mean, really, what my whole potential here is, what I'm trying to do with all this is just make people aware that I co-manage with my son a note fund for accredited investors. And we raise capital from investors, buy promissory notes secured by residential real estate, and pay compensation or a return back to that investor for the use of their money. So if you are one of those that are an accredited investor, you are interested in investing in alternative assets, but you don't have the time to learn because, really what I don't want to do, I don't want to become an educator. I don't want to become somebody that teaches you on how to invest in these in your own. I have plenty of friends out there that do a great job at this, whose purpose is to educate you on buying notes for your own portfolio. My interest is in providing a passive income opportunity for you, so you don't have to learn all this new techniques and strategies and skills. You let us. And so kind of what my next video is going to be in the next couple of days is really who I am, because there's a lot of great sponsors out there, but I think I'm uniquely positioned. And so anyway, I'll come back tomorrow, and I thank you for listening today.